As soon as I entered the house, it was like spring had arrived. Mom, Dad, Neeta, and Santosh were all jumping with joy. Even Siddharth felt his heart filled with joy seeing all of them. But Neeta, having found the time, whispered something in my ear. Hearing that, my heart stopped beating. The joy in my mind disappeared somewhere. A line of sweat appeared on my forehead. My face turned white. What happened, Roshni? Siddharth immediately asked when he saw my face turning pale. Nothing wrong, Ree, I said, trying to control myself. Inside, I was extremely helpless. In a span of months, the current of my life had changed direction and flowed. The characters had taken off their disguises and taken on their real forms and stood before me. Shankar, whom I had decided to be the villain, was not the real villain. He was the hero. Neeta, what did you say in your sister's ear? Her face, which had bloomed like a rose while smiling, has withered and withered. Siddharth asked, pulling Neeta's braid in a friendly manner. Mom, it hurts. Neeta screamed loudly and looked at me anxiously. I winked at her not to answer Siddharth's question. Could what Neeta said be a problem for me? I wondered. Meanwhile, Mom called me inside and saved me from that agony. Roshini, are you happy? Mom asked anxiously. It was only natural for her to ask. I had come home for the first time a week after my marriage. If Mom was anxious about my happiness and sorrow, what was wrong with that? Roshini, why are you not talking? Mom was startled by my silence. I am happy, Mom. How does the mother in law's family take care of you? We all know them, but Mom asked again. They take good care of me. What kind of mother in law is she? She has behaved well with me so far, so we should look after her from now on. Your husband? I lowered my head in shyness. My cheeks turned red. Does he look after you well? Mom asked again. Yes, Mom, he loves me a lot. Mom didn't ask anything again. A look of satisfaction appeared on her face. She hugged me lovingly, leaned forward, and said, Go sit down, I will make coffee for you. She said, Mom, you go and talk to them, I will make coffee and come back. No, Roshini, no matter what, you are a guest in this house now. Your husband's house is your home. I won't let you in the kitchen here. Mom said and left. I came out. Dad was talking to Siddharth. Neeta and Santosh were both studying for exams in their rooms. I turned around and came to my room. I was surprised to see the state of my familiar room in just a week. Santosh had thrown his cricket bat, wicket, and pads under my bed. Neeta's books were spread out on the table next to the bed, but only the cupboard full of my belongings was intact. Mom had locked it. I rolled over on the couch. Neeta's words were still ringing in my ears. Who could I tell my worries to? How many huge changes had taken place in a month of my life? In this 1 month, I had built a skyscraper dream palace. But was its foundation solid? Had a demon raised a storm and demolished it? Had he poisoned my life and made me laugh? I was sleeping with my head pressed tightly with both hands. Memories of the lost days rose like flying debris in the wind. Shankar and I were studying in the same college. I cannot say when our friendship turned into love. I had enshrined him in my heart. He had got a job in Mumbai as soon as I completed my MSc. He had left, saying that he would return soon. We had both decided to get married. Our relationship was deep. Our relationship needed only a few words to gain social recognition. Shankar had earlier said that he would marry me only after he got a good job and made a lot of money. I didn't see anything inappropriate in that. I admired him for not getting caught up in the emotional turmoil of all the other young men and making them regret their future. Shankar left for Mumbai. I was so lonely then. I felt so alone that I had no one in the world to call me. I had not slept properly for weeks. Even when I did sleep, I would dream of Shankar and get excited. I was not even hungry or thirsty then. Seeing all this, my parents decided that I had come to marriageable age, so they decided to get me married immediately. The search for a husband began. I didn't know all this. How could I know that I was lost in the memory of Shankar all day? He had written a letter to me after going to Mumbai. I too used to write him a letter every day. It became my job to wait for his letters. If I wrote 4 letters, he would receive one, especially when they were full of the hardships of life in Mumbai. Rather than pouring out his love for me in his letters, he would write about useless things. I have not found a rented house here yet. All the houses are like sparrow nests. They ask for my 10 years' earnings as rent. Public gatherings are a common thing in buses and trains. No one talks badly about the people here, etc., etc., etc. What do I want from this panchayat? My letters were like mantra flowers of romantic declarations. In each letter, Shankar, when will you come? When will you ask your parents to marry me to you? Every time Shankar forgot to answer this question. After this, Shankar stopped writing letters completely. I became desperate. Finally, I got married to the boy my parents had found and went to my in law's house. Everything happened unexpectedly and I was stunned. That night I entered my bedroom and was amazed. A spacious air conditioned room, a soft Kashmiri rug that felt like it would get dirty if you stepped on it, was laid on the floor. Thick pink curtains were hung on the windows and doors. A bed in the middle of the room, big enough to comfortably sleep 4 people, with a flower like cushion on it, decorated with jasmine flowers. On both sides of the room, beautiful paintings about 6 feet by 8 feet were hung in 4-inch wide rosewood frames. My grandmother told me as I stood there open mouthed that her brother had painted the paintings. When she left and went around the room again, I remembered Shankar's letter. All houses are like sparrow nests. In addition to that, you have to pay your monthly income as rent. Just then Siddharth arrived. His eyes were filled with admiration, a soft smile on his lips. The epitome of politeness, he held my chin and asked, "Are you very tired?" I lowered my head as if to say yes. "Okay, let's go to bed," Siddharth said, coming and sitting next to me. "This is my gift to commemorate our sweet union," Siddharth said, taking my braid in his hand and playing with it. The gift pack was in my lap. I picked it up in amazement and looked at it. It was not clothing, not money. "That's a packet of 2 air tickets. We could have gone from India to Canada and back. What is this?" I asked in a low voice. "Preparations for our honeymoon. My sister is there. On our way back from there, we will go to America, Switzerland, Paris, and London." "What is this? It is not a fairy tale." Luck had actually landed in my lap. My sleep and fatigue had disappeared. We both fell asleep. Siddharth's embrace was like heaven to me. We both chatted for hours. Siddharth told me all the important things in his life. Siddharth was frank, honest, and soft spoken. He did not hide from me that a girl loved him. But his parents were wiser than him. Siddharth, who believed in his heart that whatever they did, wanting only the best for their son, would be for their own good. His faith was not false either. Siddharth kissed me deeply and said, "My parents really did find the Kohinoor diamond for me." Love was overflowing in his voice. My mind was filled with emotion. Suddenly, a great transformation took place in me. My mind yearned to tell Siddharth everything about my first love, about Shankar. But I did not have the courage to do so. In the face of Siddharth's passion, Shankar seemed treacherous and unfaithful. In the face of Siddharth's greatness, Shankar felt very small. My inner voice was shouting, "Roshini, tell Siddharth everything about Shankar." But my lips felt as if they were sewn together. and the words did not come out of my throat. That night I was completely changed. When I woke up the next morning, an unbreakable bond had already been established between me and Siddharth. My love for Shankar had vanished in an instant. I had found my heart's love. In just 3 or 4 days, I won not only Siddharth's heart but also the hearts of all the members of the house. I am so proud to be Siddharth's wife. Everyone showered me with an immense amount of affection. Even Siddharth bathed me in his ocean of love. Roshini, what happened? Hearing Siddharth's sweet voice full of concern, I came out of the chain of memories. Siddharth was sitting near my head. He lifted my head from the pillow and placed it on his lap. He started gently pressing my head. Oh, what is this? No, let's go. Does your head hurt? Never mind. Okay then, let's go for a walk and come back. Shall we watch a movie? No, Ree, I don't feel like it. Santosh Nita is insisting on going to the movie. Come with them. You know what I would have done if I was not with Rani Sahib. Siddharth leaned over and kissed my forehead. I was thrilled. Then don't go, I said. They must have been bored. Now you can take them with you. Tomorrow we will go too. Let it be as per your orders. Siddharth left with them. Mom and Dad went to the temple. I was sitting knitting crochet. About half an hour later, the doorbell rang. I got up and opened the door. The ground beneath me felt as if I had collapsed when I saw the person standing outside the threshold. Roshini, you look so good. You have gone from Miss Roshini to Mrs. Siddharth in just a month. Congratulations. He was Shankar. He was looking at me with wide eyes. They were full of admiration. How could he have found the words to praise me like that? My chest was pounding. I was shaking with fear. The man who had planted the seed of my first love in me was now a stranger to me. The fountain of friendship that had been flowing in my mind for him had dried up. Why did you come now? I asked sharply. To congratulate you. Thank you, you can go now. Don't you even call me to come in? It's too late now, Shankar. You are like this. I know it's too late, Roshini. This didn't happen by itself. I caused it myself. I came to clarify this for the last time. I simply moved aside and stood. Shankar came in and sat on the sofa. I sat on the chair opposite to him. I could see my reflection in the large mirror on the wall. The vermilion on the forehead and the mangalya around my neck stood out brightly. Are you happy, Roshini? Shankar's voice was filled with friendship. I didn't answer. I couldn't come to your wedding, so I brought you a gift. Don't refuse, Shankar ordered, handing me a large envelope. What's in this? I asked without offering my hand. It contains all the love letters you have written to me, Shankar said with a smile, but that smile was filled with pain. Thank you, Shankar, you have given me a precious gift. I jumped up with great joy and picked up the envelope and went inside. The weight of my mind had lifted. Roshini, I am not able to give you anything more than this. Your poor classmate, this friend of yours, who is struggling with the conflicts of life, cannot give you anything other than warm wishes. Shankar, my throat tightened. Roshini, I am responsible for a very large family. I have to educate my younger brother. I cannot get married until my 3 younger sisters are married. Roshini, this is still 6 or 7 years away. How can I tell you to wait for such a long time? This is impossible. That is why. Shankar stood before my eyes climbing the Himalayas. The man I had cursed as a villain now seemed like an ideal hero to me. I was looking at one of the greatest men of mankind. Meanwhile, the doorbell rang again. Siddharth, Neeta, and Santosh had returned saying that they could not get movie tickets. I introduced Siddharth to Shankar. They chatted for a long time. I provided snacks and coffee for everyone. After about an hour, Shankar congratulated us both again and left. A family mansion built on the foundation of a happy married life arose in my heart. Now there was no fear, no doubt. My mind was filled with peace. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.